We do know the Browns' schedule. We know who, when, where, why. So let's take a look at it. We knew the Browns were opening at home against the Cowboys. Jaguars, Giants, Raiders, Commanders, Eagles. Then 3 games before the bye week. That Chargers game is at home, so that's a misprint on the schedule. That Week 9 game is at home. Chargers come into Cleveland, so it's Bengals, Ravens, Chargers at home. Then they go to the bye week, and things get a little bit more interesting at the end of this schedule. You go Steelers, Chiefs, Bengals, Dolphins, Ravens to close out. Let's welcome in Quincy Carrier, Untitled, Unfiltered Browns coverage. Quincy, you look at the schedule, the end of it obviously concerns me. It's pretty brutal when you go Chiefs, Bengals, Dolphins, Ravens, throw in the Steelers. Those are all playoff contending type teams. But new offensive system, you kind of ease into it a little bit after the Cowboys maybe.
Well, it's interesting because those games are at the last 4 weeks of the season. They either will be the most important games for those contending teams of the year or the least important games for those contending teams. Like, if both are on the table, the Chiefs could get a giant lead in the division, which is possible. I mean, that division's not very strong, and they might not really be playing for much by week 15. We don't know where the Bengals are going to be sitting by Thursday night. The same thing can be true with the Dolphins, as their division is a bit more of a toss-up. It's just one of those things where you just have to wait and see, but I do think that the Browns, the way this schedule plays out, because you have that first stretch of impressive games that you have where you play the Eagles, the Bengals, the Ravens, and Chargers, those are all 1 o'clock Sunday games, and they're in October, and we know that those October games aren't nearly weighted as much as those November, December games as far as how people view you. So this Browns team, like, they could go into week 14 with a really strong record, but I think it's going to take that last stretch of the season, them having like a 3-1 run there, for people to actually take them seriously.
Yeah, the other thing that jumps out, you don't face the Steelers until week 12, and you get them in weeks 12 and 14. They got some quarterback things to figure out in Pittsburgh. Is it Wilson? Is it Fields? They'll probably know by then.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to be a good thing for the Browns, right? Because I think you want to get the Steelers while Russell's starting for them. I think that's going to be the worst version of that team, because Russ doesn't even bring that mobile element anymore. And I think he is such a domineering force when it comes to who Russell Wilson is and what he's done, that the Steelers are going to feel compelled to go away from what they're good at with him on the field, right? Like, they're going to throw the ball 40, 50 times, and I don't think that fits them when Russ is out there, versus if Justin Fields is out there, that pressure to throw the ball decreases significantly, and now Pittsburgh is playing the football that they want to. But I don't know if you've gotten a chance to look at that back-end schedule for Pittsburgh. They get 1 game after the bye against the Commanders, and it's a murderer's row for them. So who knows what shape they'll be in by the time the Browns play them, because that's just a rough deal that they got there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. 3 of the 4 toughest schedules in the NFL are in the AFC North, so it's equally distributed.